chairperson and executives of the NPP USA, chairpersons and executives of the various chapters, ministers of state, members of parliament, government appointees, members of NPP USA, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to join you today for the NPP USA National Conference. I bring you special greetings from the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. A few weeks ago, when the Cincinnati chairman, James Owusu, visited me at the Jubilee House and officially discussed with me the invitation to this conference, I did not in any way second guess on my availability and willingness to attend this program because of my passion to ensure that our overseas branches equally get the support and attention that the home party enjoys. However, developments in the calendar of our president and mine could not make it possible for both of us to be outside the country at this time. I am, however, glad that thanks to technology, I am able to join virtually for this conference. The president, the party, and the entire government appreciate the significant contributions played by our overseas branches, both in opposition and in government. The USA branch, for instance, has been a good source of funds, logistics, strategies, personnel, and above all, made great impact in the overall communication for the party. I personally salute you for such a yeoman's job, and I say God bless you all for what you have done and continue doing to make the power we enjoy today possible. This bond and active collaboration between government and party, both local and overseas, is something we must encourage at all times for greater party cohesion and unity. If you look at the things we are trying to do in government now, they are very inclusive, and that means also that internally we must carry our people along in the decision making, shaping the decisions and disseminating the decisions of government. This calls for effective collaboration between government and party. For instance, appointees must engage members of the party, both local and overseas, on a regular basis to help them understand the projects and programs undertaken by government. We also need to create that feedback loop where the overseas branches can bring their inputs and expertise on board. Most of you in the USA work for good government and private institutions and have a great store of knowledge and experience to help build a better economy back home. Fellow Kukrudites, ladies and gentlemen, today we meet as a family of like-minded people, tracing our generational spirits and values to the foundations built for us by our forebears. We have plied the roads in our political journey with many moments of tough and favorable conditions. We have been relentless on this battlefield. Undoubtedly, our political tradition, the Dankwa Buzia Dombo tradition, remains the most long-standing and formidable one in the annals of the political history of Ghana. It is a tradition we must cherish and guard jealously for today and the future. The Dankwa Buzia Dombo tradition did not fold in the era of its founders. It did not fold under Victor Owusu. It did not fold under John Agyekum Kufuor. It's not folding under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And by the grace of God, it will not fold, certainly, in our generation. The foundation and superstructures we have built for the NPP need to be sustained, not just for today, but for the future. We must be prepared as a political group to eschew rancor, bitterness, hatred for one another, and agree to live in harmony with one another. We are humans, and inevitably, we may in our collective pursuits displease one another along the path and have our differences. But in our differences, we must be indivisible as a party. The display of our beautiful colors, red, blue, and white today, should mean something more than just a gathering for a conference. It must serve as a reminder to us all that we have a collective responsibility to help prosecute the agenda of government while anchoring the party in a solid footing, unshakable neither by the storms of the opposition, even in a split parliament, nor by our own self. The New Patriotic Party is a party of democracy, and so shall we remain. By dint of hard work and stewardship of the party leadership, we have been able to complete all constituency and regional conferences with that of the overseas branches underway. But while we go through this process of internal party organization, we should be mindful that for each contestable position, there will and can be only one winner, the one the party people want and will choose. There is therefore no need to cause bruises to ourselves in an attempt to exercise our rights to vote or support a candidate. In all this, we should be mindful that we do not serve Paul or Apollo, but rather we serve the Almighty God. Fellow Kukrodites, we have all seen the dynamics of the 8th Parliament composition and the associated complexities it presents to us as government and party until the next election. We cannot, on account of these dynamics, be seen not to be united in prosecuting the President's agenda. We could not be complacent even when we had a commanding majority in the 7th Parliament, and we certainly cannot hazard complacency in the 8th Parliament. Whilst we maintain unity amongst ourselves as a party, we must equally endeavor to maintain unity between us and the generality of Ghanaians. Our electoral fortunes as a party depend to a large extent on our relationship with the larger society. We have values and principles as a party. These values and principles do not in any way teach us to be miles away from our society. Our collective resolve to win political power is ultimately to serve Ghana and serve well, and that should be our guiding principle. We are committed to the vision of developing a Ghana beyond aid, and this idea can only be realized when we all join hands together in unity of purpose. We owe it a duty to win political power, to consolidate and protect the legacies of Presidents John Agyekum Kufuor and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We must therefore be seen to be up in arms, determined and energized to break the 8. Breaking the 8 means we must work hard to the satisfaction of the electorate. We have to progress on the successes chalked in the management of the economy, pursue the digitalization agenda, and make sure our flagship programs are well anchored to deliver the desired results. Yes, we can break the 8 despite the present challenges. There is no doubt that the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine conflict are having a huge toll on the world economy with significant devastating consequences. We have already seen the impact of these two challenges and how they are redefining the global economic architecture due to disruptions in supply chains and drastically reduced access to essential items. The impacts are felt everywhere, and I know this is no news to you in the diaspora. That is exactly what we see in Ghana today as well. We know for sure that before the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ghanaian economy was amongst the best in the continent and had good standing in terms of global rankings. We had moved from 3.4% real size of GDP growth of the economy to around 6% over the 3 years prior to COVID. Key economic fundamentals at the start of the administration of President Akufo-Addo were largely poorer than we see today, but we were able to turn them around to record the lowest depreciation of the currency in many years past. We turned our trade deficits into surpluses, increased significantly our international reserves position, moved from double-digit to single-digit inflation, and registered positive primary balances, which brought our fiscal deficit to below 5%. While at these, we kept faith with our manifesto promises of free senior high school education. We built infrastructure and provided the largest level of social interventions ever given to Ghanaians since the beginning of the Fourth Republic. Today, even in the midst of COVID-19, we have not shirked that responsibility of providing social safety nets to Ghanaians. At the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, the strong and capable economy we had built saw the provision of free water, electricity, food, a salary top-up for frontline health professionals, and so on. As we all know, the nature and intensity of the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic is akin to the Great Depression of the 1930s. In such post-global economic recession recoveries, nations will crawl before eventually gaining their footing. The speed of adjustment for different nations will, however, differ. For us in Ghana, the historical performance of the NPP administration in such post-crisis recovery settings has been assuring. On top of that, we see a highly promising growth prospect and relatively stable currency movement. The cedi, for instance, recorded its lowest depreciation in 2021 for a long time. Of course, COVID-19 meant that key expenditures that were not anticipated had to be borne to save lives and property, and that led to some debt increases, significant debt increases. As a government, we are focused on agriculture, industrialization, education, and skills, infrastructure and digitalization as critical pillars to drive Ghana's economic transformation. We've made considerable progress as a country in using digitalization to solve many of the challenges facing the economy. Our focus has been to lower the cost of doing business, empower the private sector, reduce corruption, improve the delivery of government services, expand the tax base, and formalize the economy. So when we came into office, we issued national ID cards. We have a digital property address system for Ghana. We've implemented mobile money interoperability that allows for the interoperability between mobile wallets and bank accounts. And this particular reform has therefore made sure that over 90% of adult Ghanaians can now boast of a bank account, either in the form of a traditional bank account or a mobile money account which functions like a bank account. We have digital payments infrastructure boosting e-commerce in Ghana. Businesses are booming on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. And many people who cannot afford or rent or build shops are able to do business on the internet at little cost, with deliveries held by digital address and payments using mobile money interoperability. In the public sector, we have digitalized the passport office, and that has led to a major increase in their activities and a major increase in revenue. We have also digitalized the DVLA, digitalized the ports, digitalized the NHIS, motor insurance database, births and deaths registry is also being digitalized. And later this year, it is envisaged that every newborn child in Ghana will, within a few months, get a Ghana card number, but the actual card will be issued when the child is grown and the biometrics are fully formed. So just as happens in the United States, where every newborn child is given a social security number, later this year in Ghana, we will start every newborn child being given a national ID number. To make it easy for the access of government services, our government has also launched the Ghana.gov portal, which is a one-stop shop for accessing government services. We are able now to buy electricity on our mobile applications and don't have to wait when your meter runs out to wait for the next day to go to ECG to buy electricity. Even football ticketing has now been digitized, and it has really increasing the revenue that our clubs are getting from football matches. We have also used digitization to increase domestic revenue mobilization. In fact, as at the beginning of 2017, when we came into office, only 4% of the adult population of Ghana had tax identification numbers, just 4%. But to increase the number of people with tax identification numbers, we took the decision to designate the Ghana card number as the TIN number. In doing this, we increased the percentage of adults with TIN numbers from 4% to 85%. The SNIT, NHIS, the TIN, the passport, Controller and Accountant General, payroll, DVLA, and so on have all been linked to the National Identification Database. And so today your SNIT number is your Ghana card number, your NHIS number is your Ghana card number, your TIN number is your Ghana card number, and so on. And the integration of the databases is allowing us to weed out ghost workers on payroll. And we did that significantly at the National Service payroll, where we found 14,000 ghost workers. But this is going on across the country. We have also digitalized the process of filing taxes. So you can now file your taxes in Ghana using your mobile phone. And when you successfully file your tax, the system that is coming within the next few weeks, once you successfully file your tax, you will get automatically a tax clearance certificate, and you will not need to separately apply for a tax clearance certificate. So the era of fake tax clearance certificates will be soon over. We are also proceeding with digitalization of our hospitals and medical records. So far, we have digitalized all the teaching hospitals, all the regional hospitals, a total of 197 health facilities. But our goal is to network the medical records across over 4,000 health facilities by the end of 2023, so that when you move from one part of the country to another, your medical records can be retrieved. You have an electronic folder, a digital folder, and you don't need to carry and search for paper folders. We've also used drones to deliver medicines, supplies, vaccines to very, very remote parts of Ghana. And currently, I'm proud to say that Ghana has the largest medical drone delivery service in the world. And what is even more impressive is that the drone centers are 100% manned by young, talented Ghanaians. In a few weeks, I'll be launching Ghana's national electronic pharmacy platform, where you'll be able to order and pay for your drugs. I mean, if you have a prescription, you upload it on the platform, and you can tell which pharmacies within 10 kilometers radius of your house has the drug. And you can order the drug, pay for it online, and it can be delivered to you by courier service, giving your digital address at home. And so this is going to be a major, major transformation in Ghana, and this will make Ghana one of only a few countries in the world. I don't think there are up to 5 countries in the world with a national scale e-pharmacy. And it will also reduce the fake drugs in the system. The education sector is also being digitalized. We're providing free Wi-Fi to many, to the senior high schools, the 13 colleges, to the 13 public universities so far, 42 colleges of education, and we believe that the education sector will benefit a lot from the digitalization. As the president said, we certainly know how to bring back the economy. We did so after inheriting a challenging economy in 2017, and will certainly do so. Before I end my address, permit me to thank you all, the NPP USA, for the bonding and relationship you have built with me personally over the years, and particularly during the era of the outgoing executives under the chairman of the ever-vibrant and goal-getter Iron Lady, Obaya. And I understand that Obaya is going to be unopposed, and rightly so, as chairperson for NPP USA. Congratulations. I'm most grateful to you all and pray this unity of purpose and bonding continues. I congratulate the new leadership and pledge the support of myself and my office to the NPP USA going forward. I wish you all a successful conference. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.